Well, before we get into the food part, because of course that's going to happen with the food channel, I wanted to show you a little of Kurashiki and its old warehouse area. Pretty cool to visit, especially now with cherry blossoms out, the 2 weeks that they're around. I'm just catching them a little after peak, but what can you do? So, I'll show you some of the old warehouses and swan. Pretty nice day too. But we can get on to the first of two food places that I've been wanting to visit for years. Actually, I was here in 2009, didn't know about the stores, came back a couple times just kind of on a whim, looking at the signs. And the first one is called Setouchi-an. Setouchi-an. And why? Well, they have this area of Japan, it's near the Setouchi, so it's Setouchi-kai, it's an inland sea. And it's by the Shikoku, so it's basically between Shikoku and Honshu islands. Honshu being the main island, Shikoku being the smallest of the main four. And they have peach butter. Now, Okayama is known for a couple things. Okayama is the prefecture. Okayama is where peaches, white peaches now come from. And there's a story called Momotaro, which is very famous here. So they have this really good peach butter. So I'm going to get one of those. And it just smells of deliciousness. How would you describe it? Actually, it's soup stock, which I like, but not for everybody. Oh, and they have these oyster crackers. すみません。そのかきせんべい1枚はいくらでしょうか？180円。クレジットカードでいいですか？ Okay, レジで。はい、ありがとうございます。And basically over here it's the senbei, and they have this real oyster they put in the middle of it. Senbei being this kind of crunchy oyster rice cracker, and it was so good that I just remembered I wanted to come back here. So this is one of the stores. Basically, they have products from the Setouchi area, and it's kind of subtropical. It just smells so good. So they have a lot of little seafood, some sardines, and the butters. The butters. Orange butter, lemon butter, peach butter. So if you come to Kurashiki, you go to the store, Setouchi-an. Unfortunately, it doesn't stick out particularly. There's a seat in front that might help you to understand it. It's this one. It's across from Kurashiki Monogatari-kan, so Kurashiki Local History Museum. And you can get this oyster senbei, kaki senbei. They bake the oyster in the middle. It's not quite the height of umami, but the middle definitely is very good. It's got a great crunch. It's saku-sakuto. It's very crunchy, so it's nice. Beautiful day, beautiful setting. Oyster senbei. Next up, Sesame Store. Before we get to the Sesame Specialist Store, this is why I really enjoy learning about Chinese characters. Really, in Japan they're called kanji, but these three. So, they mean dekobokodo basically means bumpy road. And you think, how are those the same idea as that? And it's funny, it just reminds me of Tetris pieces. You see that on roads that certainly are maybe undergoing construction. But here we have this other very cool store, in my opinion. They specialize in things with sesame seeds. More black sesame seeds, but they also have white ones. And they have very good ice cream. So you can see here.
맛있어요?
So this is all sesame stuff. Look at that. Got paste, sticks, fish with sesame seeds. This just says golden sesame cube. Customs of sesame seeds. The flavor of rice, so rice flavoring. Basically, ajisuke means flavoring. And there's so many different things that include sesame. Rice crackers, so the senbei from earlier. They have this little soup you can try. Actually, I think they said seasonal back in the summer, but it's the spring now. King goma tamanegi soup. So there's some spring onion, Welsh onion in here you could try with some delicious hand sanitizer. Ah, yes. Kurashiki. So, definitely a fan of this store. Doesn't even have such a strong sesame smell, but it's very cool nonetheless.